Welcome to the news on Enyimba TV. We're reaching you from the commercial city of Abia. First, the headlines. Security operatives kill one as gunmen enforcing sit-at-home attack eatery set vehicles ablaze in Abia. Abia vows to intensify efforts against criminals. President Tinubu signed 70,000 naira minimum wage bill into law. Thanks for joining us on the news at this time. My name is Esther Chima. Now the news in details. Soldiers of the 14th Brigade Ohofia stationed at Aba have killed a gunman suspected to be a sit-at-home enforcer at the Osisiomangwa area in Aba, Abia State, along the Enugu-Port Harcourt Expressway. The gunmen, who wore hoods and operated in two ash-colored Sienna and Hummer buses, had attacked an eatery and smashed the glass window panes as customers scampered to safety. The gunmen also accosted an 18-seater bus heading to Port Harcourt in the Ugunabo area and ordered the passengers to alight and set it ablaze. They also snatched a Lexus Jeep belonging to a medical doctor along the expressway. Eyewitnesses told Enyimba TV that the gunmen set the Jeep ablaze as it stopped a few meters after they snatched it from the owner. A vehicle with a government number plate was also set ablaze. Meanwhile, Abia State Police Command said it was still gathering details of the alleged attack by unknown gunmen in Aba. Abia State government has vowed that it will not allow criminal elements to destroy the modest achievements made so far under the administration of Governor Alex Otti. The Commissioner for Information and Culture, Prince Kano, made this known while briefing journalists on the outcome of this week's Executive Council meeting presided over by Governor Alex Otti. He said that the state government has zero tolerance for criminal activities and would not condone it. Meanwhile, Abia State government has cleared the air on the raid by unknown gunmen in Aba, the commercial capital of the state, explaining that no security agent was killed during the attack. Special advisor to the governor on security matters, Navy Commander McDonald Oba, retired, who confirmed the attack during a press conference on the outcome of the State Executive Council meeting in Omahia, said intelligence revealed that one of the attackers who sustained a gunshot injury is dead, and that they are doing all within their power to apprehend the hoodlums. He also said that another member of the criminal gang who escaped with bullet wounds was also reported dead. He said the fleeing criminals were trailed to a bush on the Aba-Port Harcourt Expressway, where they had gone to probably bury their dead colleague when they sighted security operatives and fled again. The adage, "Many days are for the thief," became a harsh reality for a young man who was caught attempting to steal at a popular local market in the Obingwa Council area of Abia State. The suspect was apprehended by sympathizers of his victims at Nkwonwe-Elechi Market, also known as Ahiankwo, in the Aheba community along the Aba-Obikabe Junction, Mboko-Umwene Road. He was immediately manhandled and set on fire by his captors. Eyewitnesses described the man as a habitual thief who frequently broke into traders' shops, even during business hours, to steal from his victims. One of the victims, who wished to remain anonymous, told Enyimba TV that the apprehension of the thief was a relief to the traders, despite the fact that it was done outside the law. He added that communities in the area, in collaboration with the police division in Eastern Ongwa, had been working to track and arrest the thief and his gang before he was caught. A senior police source in the area confirmed the incident and warned residents against taking the law into their own hands, urging them to report such activities to the authorities for proper action. After paying a heavy electoral price for going into the 2023 general election without a united front, the Abia State chapter of the All Progressives Congress APC has rolled out measures to finally seal all the cracks in the party. This was contained in a 7-point communique issued at the end of an expanded caucus and stakeholders meeting held at the State Party Secretariat in Omahia, where the suspensions imposed on some members between 2022 and 2023 over alleged anti-party activities and other sundry offences were lifted. In the communique read by a former Speaker of the Abia State House of Assembly, Martin Sazubike, the caucus members and stakeholders said that the suspensions were lifted after reviewing the cases and in the spirit of restoring peace and unity in the party. However, the beneficiaries of the lifted suspensions were asked to reciprocate the magnanimity by withdrawing all cases filed against the party in the courts or with the police. We are still continuing with our series on deplorable roads needing urgent attention in Aba. This time, our correspondent was at Umojima Road, where residents lament the untold hardship they experience as a result of the deplorable condition of the road. Her report. The impact of bad road conditions on communities cannot be overemphasized. On the other hand, good road stimulates economic growth, brings people home to their families, and takes individuals to places where they need to go. Indeed, roads play a vital role in our growth as a country. In fact, it can be said to be the arteries through which the economy pulses. Sadly, some roads in Aba are still in a very bad state. Umojima Road is one of such. This particular road connects to Umoyoro, Owo, Umejije, Umojimo Kereke, among others. Prince Charles Oji, a keke rider, said in Umojima, once it rains, they wait for the floodwaters to subside before commencing operation. Otherwise, they pay dearly for it.
I want to commend our governor for doing something good to our but even at that, we still need help in this road. This road has gotten so much bad that at times it affects our business in the sense that when it is rainy season, just as we are now, we find it difficult to manage that road or pass through it. We park our tricycle for about 3-4 hours and allow the rain to at least drop for a point before we go. If we force ourselves based on the pressure from our customers, most time we spend thousands of naira, getting like 10,000 and spending 20,000 naira. It is no gain for us.
Kene, a motorcycle operator, said due to the bad road, passengers often fall off their bikes and into the gutters, while he also talked about the economic challenges resulting from frequent buying of spare parts.
Sometimes I bring mother, I end up sometimes machine maybe so my shoe break I my chain my hand in a way to go down there. Now they have my son I had them mother raw break it and she maybe chain maybe due to the minimum boy moto shoe to a
social commentator known as Duncan Young, who resides in the area, added his voice and experiences.
Too much matter so well. And I am the passenger Umojimanaga Chemawa road, village of Chemawafo. On one was I Chabanya. The Lepota here, Kebanya Okada, then charge you a lot of money. The same price. So how comparing the road that again? Umojima, Umu Dema, Umu Kerema, Umajima, Umidia, and when you there by Apple by any village. All and so both the passenger, both to Keke, both to Denabama, Mandenu Jokuaga, so the other in the Odegama tour. So government Balaka Habana the road to Kana the road the okay. So because only Yanaka, Governor Yabiko. On our Balekano because I am Roman Aro. Open other governor say to Aro, Abaga there too. So how about I use also a marker, stay by Ro, Mumo Jimo Kereke, more warm Ebenina, short in the neighbor, Hatabono and half. I want one about machine. Sometimes you get a bang with the Marisa Tapo, Ayako be Buruha, you open a cost for any Hako. Because of
it is worthy of note that this road leads to the ancestral home of engineer Enyimba Chemawafo and is also home to about 3% of Aba population. Therefore, the reconstruction of Umojima Road is a very important project government should undertake. While it is true that constantly maintaining roads is expensive, it's also an essential task that our government must undergo to maintain good economic movement and provide a better life for its constituents. Esther Chima reporting. President Bola Tinubu has signed the new 70,000 naira national minimum wage bill into law. The president briefly suspended meeting of the Executive Council of the Federation to sign the National Minimum Wage Bill into law upon the arrival of the leadership of the National Assembly. Addressing State House correspondents after the brief ceremony, President of the Senate, Godswill Akpabio, said the new law will go a long way to uplift Nigerian workers. House Leader Professor Julius Ihonvbre, who represented the Speaker of the House of Representatives, Tajuddin Abbas, said the president signing into law of the minimum wage bill showed that he cared about the Nigerian people. Federal government is again appealing to the prospective and bad governance protesters to reconsider their plans and acknowledge the key institutional advancements achieved under President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's administration over the past 13 months. Minister of Information and National Orientation, Mohammed Idris, made his statement following the Federal Executive Council meeting chaired by President Bola Tinubu at the Council Chamber of the State House in Abuja. He disclosed that the federal government has commenced the selling of rice in various centers across the country at 40,000 naira per bag, sold at designated centers. The minister also added that 10 trucks of rice have been distributed to each state of the federation in the first instance. Senate President Godswill Akpabio says Nigerians have the right to protest but should not abuse it as an opportunity to cause violence. He spoke in Abuja at the State House while reacting to the planned nationwide protest against hunger, slated for August 1 to 10. The Senate President also accused the candidates who lost out in the 2023 presidential election of sponsoring the planned nationwide protest. Minister of the Federal Capital Territory FCT, Wike, is appealing to youths in the nation's capital not to join the planned August End Bad Governance protest against hardship and economic woes. The minister made this appeal in Buhari Area Council of the FCT when he urged them to talk about their grievances and shelve the planned nationwide protest. He called on youths in all the area councils to shun the protest and embrace dialogue, assuring them that things will get better soon. Inspector General of Police IGP Kayode Egbetokun has invited human rights lawyer Ebun Olu Adegboruwa to meeting in Abuja. Adegboruwa had written to the police boss to provide police protection for protesters. The IGP, in his response letter dated July 29, 2024, directed senior police officers to attend to the request of the senior lawyer and protect intending participants of the planned End Bad Governance protest slated for August 1 to 10, 2024. Egbetokun's response was signed by his principal staff officer, CP Johnson Adenola. The IGP also requested to have a meeting with Adegboruwa in Abuja on Tuesday, July 30th, 2024, that is today, to deliberate further on his request. State chairmen of the ruling All Progressives Congress APC are vowing to mobilize members of the party across the world, local councils and states to organize nationwide solidarity rallies for President Bola Tinubu for the next 2 weeks, starting from July 29 to August 11. Speaking on behalf of the forum, its secretary and chairman, APC Cross River State, Alphonsus Oga Iba, said the planned End Bad Governance protest is more political than the economic concerns expressed. The forum urged those planning to protest against the president to shelve the idea, as security reports have uncovered plans by some partisans to hijack the protest in a bid to topple the government. Senate President Godswill Akpabio is calling for an emergency meeting of the Senate. A circular seen by Enyimba TV and signed by the clerk, Chinedu Akubeze, said the meeting is of national importance. The internal circular did not give further details on the emergency meeting. The meeting will be held on Wednesday, July 31, 2024, just 1 day before the commencement of the nationwide planned protest against hunger and hardship. In the same vein, lawmakers in the House of Representatives will reconvene for plenary to address pressing national issues. The directive, communicated through an internal memorandum issued by the Clerk of the House, Yahaya Danzaria, and signed by the House spokesperson, Akin Rotimi, asked that members return from their constituencies to attend the crucial session. Federal Executive Council is directing the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited to sell crude oil to Dangote Refinery and other local refineries in naira and not in United States greenback. Federal Inland Revenue Service boss Zach Adedeji disclosed this after the meeting chaired by President Bola Tinubu in Abuja. He said the measure would reduce the strain on the country's foreign spending and stabilize the pump price of petrol, diesel and other products in Nigeria. The council also ordered that the state-owned NNPCL immediately begin the full implementation of the directive to boost local production of refined petroleum products in Nigeria. Chairman of the Independent National Electoral Commission, Professor Mahmoud Yakubu, has expressed concern about the political tension in Edo State ahead of the September 21 governorship election in the state. The INEC chairman, speaking at the quarterly meeting with political party leaders in Abuja, called the attention of the stakeholders to the recent attack on the All Progressives Congress governorship candidate in Edo State, which led to the death of a security officer. He said with 53 days until the Edo election, some political parties had still not submitted the list of their polling and collection agents, adding that the portal would close on Tuesday, that is today. Meanwhile, Labour Party's national chairman, Barrister Julius Abure, was excused from the quarterly consultative meeting between the Independent National Electoral Commission and leaders of political parties. Abure, who was spotted dotting an oxblood agbada at the INEC conference hall, seated and conferring with the chairman, Inter-Party Advisory Council, Alhaji Yusuf Dantale, was excused out of the meeting by a security personnel as soon as the INEC chairman entered the hall and never returned to the hall again. An indication that Abure was not invited to the meeting was that there was no seat tagged Labour Party, as was seen with other parties. When the IPOB chairman, Dantale, was asked why his Labour Party counterpart left the meeting, he said Abure was traveling and could not wait for the meeting. On whether he was invited by INEC to the meeting and why there was no seat bearing the party tag, the IPOB leader answered that Labour Party was invited, adding that it was a typographic error that no seat bore his party name at the venue. Gunmen have ambushed and killed 4 policemen in the Irete community along Onisha Road in Owerri, the Imo State capital. The gunmen attacked the policemen who were on stop-and-search duty in the area. A point-of-sale operator was also reportedly killed in the ambush by daredevil gunmen. Police spokesman in the state, Henry Okoye, confirmed the unfortunate incident. He said 4 policemen were killed and not 6. The attack is the latest in the spate of attacks against security agents by non-state actors in Imo State and the southeast geopolitical zone, which has experienced scores of gunmen attacks in recent years. You're watching Enyimba TV News. After the short break, the news continues with foreign, business and sports updates. Please stay tuned. We'll be right back. Welcome back and thanks for staying tuned. Now the rest of the news. At least 63 people have been killed and dozens are feared trapped after heavy rains triggered massive landslides in the southern Indian state of Kerala. The landslide struck hilly areas in Wayana district in the early hours of today. Rescue operations are underway, but are being hindered by heavy rains and the collapse of a crucial bridge. State Minister A.K. Sasindrin said officials will be able to access the extent of the damage only after a few hours. India's army has sent more than 200 personnel to the area to assist the security forces in search and rescue efforts. Local hospitals are treating at least 100 injured, and around 250 people have been rescued and shifted to rescue camps so far. And from the business scene, Nigerian Communications Commission has directed telecommunication companies to reactivate all lines blocked because they were not linked to the national identification numbers. A spokesman for the regulatory body, Ruben Moka, said the order to reactivate the lines is in view of the challenges the blockages have caused. Millions of phone users had their lines blocked over the weekend, with speculations rife that the disconnection of SIM cards was one of the measures of the government to stifle a planned and bad governance protest against hunger and economic hardship, widely publicized by displeased youths and scheduled for August. The NCC confirmed that indeed lines not linked with NIN were blocked by MTN, Airtel, Globacom and others over the weekend. The regulator said since the commencement of the NIN to SIM leakage exercise in 2020, it had reviewed the deadlines a few times, with July 31st, 2024 as the latest target date. And now sports. Nigeria's D Tigers have started their Paris 2024 Olympics campaign on an impressive note, stunning world number 3 Australia in the women's basketball event of the games. The Nigerian girls won the Monday basketball encounter 75-62 in the French city of Lille. Nigeria's Ezine Carlo was impressive on the day and fired 19 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists and 3 steals to make her return to the side since playing at the Tokyo 2020 Games. Monday's win is Nigeria's second victory in the women's Olympic basketball tournament. The first was in 2004 when they beat South Korea 68-64, but it is the D Tigers' maiden win in 9 preliminary rounds. And with that sports story, we wrap up this edition of the news on Enyimba TV at this time. But before we go, here is a recap of the top stories. Security operatives kill 1 as gunmen enforcing sit-at-home attack eatery set vehicles ablaze in Abia. Abia vows to intensify efforts against criminals. President Tinubu signs 70,000 naira minimum wage bill into law. Now that's our package of the news for now. Please join us for more updates in our subsequent bulletins. Meanwhile, don't forget to subscribe to this channel on YouTube. Click on the notification bell to receive alerts when new videos are uploaded. Thanks for watching. On behalf of the production crew, my name is Esther Chima, appreciating you for watching.